Hello and welcome back to another episode of Handy Dandy Repairs. God, I need a haircut so bad. Anyway, today we're looking at a retro console. Or about as retro as I normally get anyway. We've got a Nintendo 64, or N64. This is for a customer. I believe it's not displaying, but does power on. So we're going to have a look at that and go from there. So this is the console. I think it's a jungle green. It's kind of transparent. It looks very cool. We've got our power pack. Now, since it powers on, I believe this is going to be fine, so I'm not going to bother testing it. We'll just get it plugged in. Switches feel good. Everything feels okay. So that's plugged in now. So we should get power. There we do. Cool. So now we need to plug this in. Now I don't have a old enough TV to use AV plugs, so I have an adapter here that's going to allow us to adapt to HDMI, I'm hoping. So I'm just going to plug these in here. Now this requires USB power, so I'm just going to sit that over here and plug that into the USB port. Okay, so we'll turn our TV on, and we're obviously going to need a game because we won't get a picture without a game. Now, the customer owns a couple of these consoles, so they were able to confirm this game 100% works. So, let's get this plugged in, and I'm just going to turn it on and see if we get anything on the screen. At the moment, we're just getting no signal. I assume that's from my device. Yeah, I'm just going to unplug the HDMI there. So we get the no signal from our little AV transcoder. And we do get nothing. Now I'm not 100% sure that this device that I have, this device here, is going to work. But I'll hope that it will and assume that we're not getting a signal for another reason, since the customer also wasn't. Now, looking at the pins of the game, don't look like they're in the best condition, but customer did confirm that they believe it works. So I'll just give it a quick clean. And we'll plug that in and out a couple of times. And try again. Would you look at that? So most likely just dirty contacts on the game slot. So what I'll do is, I've got some deoxit here from iFixit, I think it's from. I'll apply some of that to the game cartridge, put that in and out a couple of times, maybe get in there with a brush, give it a real good clean. I'm going to open it up, give it a service, check everything anyway, so it's a good chance to give it a real proper clean. But the console works. These older consoles, they really are just unbeatable, they're really unbreakable. So that was a nice easy fix. Reset button seems to work. Yep. Cool. So, let me just do the teardown real quick, and then we can have a look inside and give everything a good clean while we're in there. honestly, it's pretty clean in here if I'm being honest. It looks relatively good. A little bit dusty, but overall pretty good. I'm just going to go under the scope now and have a look at these pins on the game slot. Bit difficult to see down there. Doesn't look too bad, but yeah, we can definitely add some deoxit to those. Maybe get in there with a real fine brush and just make sure there's no dust in there. Overall though, it's in very good condition. So I'll just continue tearing it down. Look at this thermal pads. Still in basically brand new condition. Look a little bit oily, so I'll give them a quick wipe down with some isopropyl, but overall in very good condition. Which is just incredible to see. Things back then were just built to last. Things were just simple. Miss them days. Things were also just so simple to pull apart too. This is why me, and I'm sure a lot of other people who are hobbyists and enthusiasts like myself probably did when we were kids, is we pulled everything apart. And one of the main reasons we did that is because it was so easy to do, and we learnt things, and that was so great. So we're going to just have a look at a few things. We'll go under the scope to do that. First thing I want to look at is these ICs here. No corrosion around any of the legs. There's really no corrosion anywhere except the top of the game card slot. A little bit along the top here. Nothing really to worry about though. No corrosion on the power pins. And we'll have a look at the expansion slot as well. Also looks okay, but we can chuck some deoxit on that as well just to be sure. And again, zero corrosion anywhere. So we're looking really good. Great. Well, I'm actually really pleased with that. So I think I'm just going to start reassembling. As for putting the deoxit and that on, we can do that after it's sort of assembled a bit. So no need to do that at this stage. So first things first is I'm just going to bolt these two pieces back together. So I realised I did not need to pull this apart, but it's been a while since I've taken one of these apart, so you forget some things. Okay, so got my little iFixit cleaning kit here. Here's our deoxit, comes in with a brush. So we're going to go under the scope. And I'm just going to apply a little bit along these pins here. That's for the expansion slot. And now I'm going to do the same thing to the game card reader. And I'm going to apply some onto the game itself. So just on the pins of the game here. And we're just going to insert the game and remove it just a couple of times. And then just grab a cotton tip and wipe away the excess. And you can see by the colour of that it did clean up the pins a little bit. More so than the isopropyl did anyway, because we didn't get anything off it at first with isopropyl only. So we'll just grab something a bit smaller from our iFixit kit. Just to scrub, but also to remove any excess. And then I have more cotton tips here that I can just wipe off the game a bit more. And one or two more times should be more than enough. So now we can put the final cover back on. Make sure we're in the off position. Feet back on, and we want our game bit back. And that's it. Put our game back in, put our expansion card back in. And we should be good to go. So let's give it a final test. It's clicked in. That's plugged in. Go back to the face cam so we can see the TV. Currently showing no signal, so I'm going to power it on now. Detects the expansion pack. We've got volume. I actually don't remember it playing sound before, so glad we did pull it apart and give it a final clean. But yeah, beautiful. The quality's so bad. Gaming really has come a long way, hasn't it? Just gonna skip through that. Look at that, there we go. Fantastic. Alright, well that's a fix. Hopefully the customer will be very happy. And we saved a nice old console from the landfill, so I'm happy too. If you enjoyed today's video and you want to see more in the future, drop me a like, follow, subscribe, share the video, all that sort of stuff. And we will see you in the next one.